guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I decided to just sit down and have like a story time for you guys. So I'm gonna tell you the birth story. The day when everything happened was the day of Thanksgiving, and everything was crazy. Like, you guys just wouldn't believe it. Like, when we came back, everyone was like walking the streets, traffic, because it was like early Black Friday, basically, you know how it is. So everything was done. We did do the vlog, it was uploaded, but I was not like really part of that because my mind just, I'm gonna tell you guys everything that happened, the juicy secrets, what I expected, and then how it actually turned out. So let's get into it.
Girl, you look good when you come around. Look even better when you turn around. Say we be going all in. Say we be all in.
First sign I started to notice was TMI, diarrhea, because your body cleans out, you know, everything down there, so you don't have that episode happening. I got that and I was like, oh, you know, might be close. He was born the day before the due date, so I knew I was like getting closer and closer. But at night I started getting contractions. That night when the contractions started, I was like, okay, I have to go. Like, luckily we had family that lived like 15 minutes from the birth center. So I said I have to go. Like, I wanted to go to my family's house so I could at least be closer to the birth center, because I didn't want to have a midwife having to come to me, and that would have been far. So I started heading up to family's house. When I got there, I was, you know, counting the contractions and everything. So I was going through it, and I went there and the midwife said, you know, maybe he's on your like spine, so do these exercises, go home, do these exercises, who knows, you might come back in a week. And so why did she say that? Because my boyfriend got super comfortable. He's like, I can go back to sleep, and you know, this is not happening. No one thought it was happening. I knew it was happening. So I still go back home. I went through it literally all by myself, like all alone. Everybody went to sleep. Everybody went to their, you know, their bedrooms, their beds, and I was just there like aching and trying to get into these positions that would make it more comfortable. And it was just like excruciating pain. Basically, I didn't get any sleep because I was into those positions. I was going to the bathroom. I was just walking around and like, ugh. So finally in the morning, when everyone's awake, everybody woke up, I was like, okay, I got to go. Like, I'm going, I'm not staying here. This is happening. Finally, I just, you know, grabbed my things again, grabbed my family again. It was my mom-in-law, and my sister, and grabbed my things, and they were like trying to give me breakfast, and they were like, you need this, you need this, you need this. Fine, I had some eggs, and as soon as I got outside, about to get in the car, I threw it all up. So nausea and vomiting is another symptom, another sign that it's like super, super close. So I got there and I got checked to see, like, you know, how dilated I was, and like when she checked me, I was like, I don't have to go home. Like, I looked at her and I was like, I don't have to go home. She's like, no. And I'm like, oh, thank God, like this is happening. For those of you who had a baby, you could probably relate. Like, you're excited to meet your little one, but at the same time, you're like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? Like, you don't know what to expect. So I just wanted everything to be like quickly. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I don't have to go home. I'm glad this is gonna happen. And I was ready to put my best foot forward to make this process go as fast and as smoothly as possible. So they gave us what's called the garden suite, which is like their biggest room. So they have about like 5 rooms, and the room is kind of like, it feels like a home, but it's kind of like, you know, like a hotel room. There's a bed, there's a dresser, and then there's a bathroom, so, and then the tub. So the room that we got has pretty much the biggest tub, and the other rooms have like that blow up pool. We got in there, got our stuff situated, and I immediately just went in the shower to soothe my pain. And then I also had the birth ball. So they put the birth ball, like, okay, quick funny story. They put the birth ball in the shower. The birth ball was in the middle of the shower, which blocked the water drainage, and then all the water started to like basically overflow like out of the shower, like onto the floor. And I was like, oh shoot. So I had to like move. A little uncomfortable position, but I still like just stayed there. I was sitting on the birth ball and I was soothing myself with hot water on my back. And then my boyfriend would come like every once in a while and just like feed me oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. So the meal that I chose was this vegetarian chili. So it was actually my little sister, she did a fundraiser, you know, where they sell those foods and those like baking goods. I chose that, and I knew that would have arrived just in time for the birth. So that's exactly what happened. Like it arrived the week of, and I told her, I said, just keep it with you and bring it with you when we go. So that's what happened. They made that, and they were like feeding. Oh, there goes AJ. So here's the little one. He's all cuddled up with me right now. He's been a good baby overall, but back to the story. So where was I? When I got out of the shower, like I felt the pain like more intensely. So I thought like, oh my gosh, I need to get in this bathtub with warm water so I could soothe this pain again. And I thought that would be the next thing, because I'm just thinking about this pain. And so she laid me down on the bed to check how much further I had dilated. And because my water didn't break, she manually did that. Like, so I felt like more pressure, and then my water broke. And when that happened, things progressed, and I still wasn't able to get in the tub. I was like, all I wanted was to get in the tub. She's like, no, we're gonna wait, you know, like five more contractions. So I was like literally counting. I'm like, okay, you know, 3, okay, 4, like I wanted to so bad. And then finally when I had 5, I was like, okay, I wanna get in, I had 5. And she was like, let's do 3 more, you know, cause I guess the bathtub is kind of like the epidural, like only when it's the right time can you get in the bathtub. Hey cutie pie, we're telling the story of your birth, how you were born. That special Thanksgiving day. Finally, when I was allowed in the bathtub, I went in, and I can't explain to you guys like how good that felt. Like it felt amazing. Once you get in, after a little while, you get used to it and you're like, okay, I want something stronger now. But you're just there like, okay, let's just get this over with. The good thing I did was write down some positive messages that someone can read to me, and I knew that it would help me, like, you know, during the pain. So I wrote down like some really positive messages that I wanted to hear during the time of pain. So I had essential oils diffusing, and I had a spa like music, like soothing sound. So the positive messages, the essential oils, and you know, the warm water, and the sound. Another thing too that I did like during active birth, it's really helpful when you think of it as like working out in the gym. So for the people who lift weights, you know that burn that you feel, and you know you gotta do like a few more reps, you know? And that's how I was thinking of it. I was like, you know what? This is painful, but you can't run from it. Like I have to feel this, and I have to get through this. That was the cool thing. I was actually just trying to link the pain to like working out pain and lifting pain. So I was like, okay, well just pretend like this is your booty muscle. That helped me a lot. Like guys, I can't explain to you, that really helped me, because I was like, urgh. And then when it was time to, you know, push again, I was like, okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, okay, mama.
Let's go. I was like, you know what? You have to do this like it's a sport, you know? And that's how I did it. Like that's why people were like, oh my gosh, you know, you were so strong, because like I have to be a champion in this sport. Like that's literally the position that you have to put yourself. You know, visualization was a huge thing for me, because even during pregnancy, I would visualize the kind of birth I wanted to have, and I was listening to those messages.
Take yourself to your favorite place.
Like one of them was, there's 300,000 women laboring with you, you know, at this moment. So when you're in a room, you don't know that. When you're in a room, you feel like you're the only one in pain. You really like believe, you're like, yeah, this is the reality. There's like 300,000 women worldwide, you know, going through the same thing I'm going through. Something I will say is, I didn't tear. Luckily I didn't tear. I was worried about that, but what really helps you not to tear, if you guys want to, you know, be really strong down there, what really helps are Kegel exercises. And most importantly, Kegel exercises during intercourse, because they have those little like the weight balls that you can you know, like use instead of like actually doing Kegel exercises. For people who might forget, they have the little weight there that also helps, you know, the muscle. So, you know, equivalent to that, like, so if you don't have, you know, those little weight balls, something very beneficial is, you know, during intercourse, because there you have, you know, another muscle, and when you tighten it and when you're working it out like with that other muscle, it makes it really strong. Yeah, so I don't know how to say this and not make it awkward, but yeah, I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Like, it really works. Like, I wouldn't always remember to do my Kegel exercises, but during intercourse I would always remember to exercise. So if that's not weird and awkward, do that if you don't want to tear. Yeah, so overall guys, I was like, after everything, I was so happy, and I realized that I had a positive birth experience, and I was like so grateful about the birth experience that the assistant midwife came, and I was like, thank you. Like, I was just like telling them thank you, like, thank you so much. And I asked her, I said, did you have to come? Like, you know, thank you so much for coming, because it was the day of Thanksgiving too, so I felt like really bad. I didn't want you to come like if you were maybe like trying to, you know, be with your family or have dinner. So I was like, thank you so much, and they were great. Like, they were so sweet. So I wanted to just experience, you know, everything the natural way, and I felt like it would take out of the experience, you know, if you rely on medication. After the birth, like I said, it was the crazy experience going home, because I lived right next to a huge mall, and when I got home, I couldn't even get home because there was traffic all the way down like the highway, and people walking the streets, because it was the day of Thanksgiving, and people start their Black Friday shopping extremely early, which is so stupid, and they were like all just walking the streets, and it was just crazy. Yeah, so that's, oh yeah, that's another thing too about a birth center. Big difference is you don't stay there. You don't really need to stay there like a few days. You can just, you know, like if you're okay, like if everything is functioning well with you and the baby, they just let you go home like a few hours later. Yeah, if you guys don't know, we named him Aspen James Taylor, and we call him AJ. I wanted Aspen because, one, because nature names are super trendy now for like 2018. Nature names were trending, but also the meaning behind Aspen, like a tree. It's like one root for like 100 trees, you know, and I wanted him to feel really grounded. If I could pass down anything to my children, I want them to feel grounded and secure and confident, you know, so that's why I liked Aspen. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe to our channel. We create family vlogs and challenges and skits and all that fun stuff. So if you guys enjoy those types of videos, make sure you subscribe and click that bell and notifications so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.